Look at him once again. This is the most viewed hour in the world, the universe, maybe. What's going on, brother? How are you doing, Rich Gabberty? What's going on?
Fantastic, Tom. What's happening? I look forward to
Feeling
this.
good
This
there.
is great.
You've influenced me. I got new microphones, the headphones,
I
everything,
love
better
it.
sound.
I love it.
And
We,
all
we,
because I
we
just
both look like Carrie Fisher from Star Wars.
That's pretty good. I like that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm
Right?
not sure if I like the look of the headphones, but it is
I
more
know.
efficient. Everything. Yeah.
Well, it's easier to hear.
Yeah.
And
People aren't here to for our looks, right? They're here for our wit and our
geez, I hope
intelligence.
they're not here for our looks, because then we're in trouble.
Definitely. All right, everybody. There's Rich Gabberty. Again, good friend of mine. We kind of lost touch with each other. We'd coached together many years ago. And so I kind of doing the same, not kind of, we are doing the same thing online now with motivation podcasts and everything. So again, worth repeating. He's made a huge difference in a lot of young men and women's lives through the coaching world of coaching hockey. He's not a very nice guy, not very intelligent like that. Tries to tell me what to do all the time, but he's a good person. So other than that, how you doing? How you doing, brother?
I just suggest, Tom. Listen, I know you well enough. And we didn't lose touch. We just kept going forward.
Yeah.
And we weren't in the same rink anymore.
Yeah. It's a guy thing, right? Guys can go for 20 years without talking to each other, and then it's like,
listen, you're stuck with me. I'm your friend. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, we're in the same circle together now. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So so I had a fun night last night. I was at the Greenwich Library putting on a little presentation on technology. Yeah, you know what I found myself now? Whenever I do a presentation, it's usually on motivation and everything. So
yeah,
this really nice woman, Carla from the library, wanted me to talk more about technology, and I found myself always drifting away to the motivation. She'd go, "Tom, technology." So
technology. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't be reined in.
Yeah, I'm learning that more and more. Honestly, God, like I swear to God, I know we joke around about this stuff, but I have learned more and more to just have a better understanding of who you are, and just that's it. That's the way I am. It's not being stubborn or anything. It's just
It's with these glasses, I gotta do what you did with your eyes, which is take vitamins or something.
Well, you know that
what do you do your eyesight?
I really believe the intermittent fasting played a big role, because when you get that autophagy stage, it regenerates all the cells in your brain, as you know, the brain in your body. But I looked it up. I researched yesterday, and they say you can't. It doesn't. But that's science. I don't know if I always believe in science. But
how about if it makes you feel good and you can see better, it works. Totally. All right, and then you could call it the Laidlaw effect or something. You know what I mean?
So, well, like with Joe Dispenza, the doctors told him that he was never going to walk again, and he did. So
exactly. And once again, my go-to guy is Huberman, Dr. Huberman. That guy has no agenda. As a matter of fact, at the beginning of his podcast, he'll let you know that the next 5 or 6 minutes is maybe something that has to do with agenda. And he tells you what brand of supplements he uses and all of that stuff, but he lets you know it. So, he's good. And Joe Dispenza, I mean, that's an amazing story. So
that's what Gaia TV, is that what it is?
Gaia TV, baby. Right. Yeah, Gaia TV. Don't get it. You might get as smart as me, and I don't want that to happen. I want to be the guy with the breaking news.
There you go.
Speaking of breaking news, let me just suggest, not to you, but there are people listening to us, whether it's now or in the future on tape delay. Anyway, on YouTube, on your YouTube channel, Sadhguru, who is the eminent guru from India. Okay.
Right.
He has a fantastic hack when you wake up like hours before you're supposed to.
Right.
Like sometimes I'll fall asleep at, let's say, 7, and I wake up at midnight and think it's time to wake up. So all you got to do is you get back, lay down, and you breathe in. Okay. I am not my mind. I am not my body. And that's all you do. I am not my mind. I am not my body. And so far, I've tried it about four nights in a row, and it's worked. I don't even get past saying that maybe like 15 times. Right. I fall asleep, and you wake up completely refreshed. That guy, for me, he's amazing. So that's what you got to do, Tom.
I'm not my mind. I'm not my body.
I am not my mind. I am not my body.
Simple. I can't see myself laying in bed saying that, though.
What do you do when you ever wake up? Do you just pass out unconscious and look at this? I didn't put it on, and that's what happens.
You know what I do? I've learned to practice the breathing. I mean, I hate to give Dory too much credit, but I've learned that deep breathing is all like meditation. So to me, it's more concentrating on the air coming in and out of my lungs. So I'm getting all the other thoughts out of my mind. That's the thing that works for me.
Yeah, well, that's good. But I mean, do you ever wake up in the middle of the night where you wake up and you have those negative thoughts or something? You Or do you sleep? Do you hit the pillow? And if you do, great. Let's learn about it. If you hit the pillow at whatever time,
it's good, Billy. Hate to admit it, but that was good. That was nice. Yeah, you usually like to me, I like to have that full day. So when it's time to go to bed, yeah, I'm out cold. But no, I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes. But again, get up at 3:30. Typically, if I do wake up, it's again, the breathing has worked for me. That's what's worked for me is the deep breathing.
Well, good. Yeah. Okay. So when you do wake up, you just realize it's not time yet.
Yeah. But as we talked about it too, there's times where there's stuff going on. You start thinking about things and everything. So yeah, that happens. How was everything down there? We'll touch on the Hurricane Ian, the recovery from that still going on.
Hurricane Ian's still going on. Yeah, the recovery is going to be going on in some cases for a couple of years. Wow. The beaches have to be cleaned because stuff blew on it. Whatever, you can't walk. You really shouldn't walk on the beaches barefoot. I believe that most of them are officially closed. Oh, wow. But they're working on it. I'll tell you what, it's amazing. There is no real rule book or planning book for something like this. But they're working 16 hours a day and 7 days a week. It must be rotating crews or something like that. And they are taking as much of the damage, whether it's trees or insides of the buildings, sheetrock, everything else inside these houses that got destroyed, and they are staging them. They're not even really bringing them to a dump because they got to figure out where to dump this stuff. There's so much of it. And so they're doing that, and then trying to find people housing. A lot of people got displaced. I really feel terrible for the people in the mobile homes that they call them manufactured homes. That they were destroyed. It looked like when you rip open a Budweiser can after you drink it, and you try to show off. It was the same thing. I mean, it looks like a bunch of cans all over the place. Yeah. So there's a lot of. I mean, the less fortunate, as always, are the ones that I feel that get beat up in this. And they have there's relief funds and all of that, and the government
like FEMA gets involved in that stuff, right? Is that
FEMA's here? Yeah, FEMA's here. They got tents. They have places set up, so they're here. The state of Florida is obviously very responsive, and everybody's trying to help, but there's just so much help that's needed. United Way, everybody is here. And they're doing the best they can. And that being said, there's a lot of people that are 70, 75, 85, even, in their 90s that are here, retired. Yeah. And they're having a tough time.
Yeah, it's gotta be hard, right?
Yeah.
So all is ready in the world right now because there she is.
Oh, there you go.
Good to see you guys. Oh. You know what I like too is like the message she sends is concise from the heart.
It's positive.
Yeah, like not like Bill. Like when Bill sends messages, it's like
Bill's just kibitzing. That's all. He's a guy. Guys, we don't know how to say, hey, I hope you guys have a good time today. I hope everything's. Guys don't really do that. Definitely. And Bill is no different.
Oh, I don't know if you know this or not. Hold on, I'll show you a little documentation here. Yeah. I'm going up to Northern Michigan University.
Oh, I didn't know about that. That's amazing.
My itinerary.
What the hell? You got an itinerary?
That's my itinerary. I actually printed it out too, so he doubled up. Yeah,
printed it out because you're so good at technology that
I know.
When you went to the Greenwich Library and talked about technology, you kept on trying to go into motivation.
Oh, right. I know. I think that's the first time I was ever in a library too.
Oh, stop.
Well, not too often.
No, well, not every day, huh? Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, so Bill,
at least maybe you and I should do a show together instead of do a separate show.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. No, Dory, right? I think Dory's watching it. I think like she's just like
Dory's had it. There's a voodoo doll.
Right.
She actually went so far as to get like the Ranger half jersey and then the LA King half jersey.
Right.
So she's got both of your jerseys,
right?
Sewn together on the voodoo doll of you.
Oh, okay. And, so she's stabbing me. Okay, I got you. All right. So it's not like paying homage to me like that.
No, it's a voodoo doll, bud. No, you're done. You're the Antichrist.
I don't know where I'll start.
Every confident male in the world, every macho type A personality guy in the world.
Yeah. Hold on here. I gotta make sure that Alicia's, guys are due there. Okay. Don't want to steal Rich's thunder, she says. Don't want to steal Rich's thunder.
Yeah. Too much.
Yes, she is. Let's on that topic.
Go.
So the difference between cockiness and confident.
Oh, well, that's what it is good, and it's funny. This is not rehearsed, but I have you keep thinking about it. I turned my phone off, so I'm not going to find out. But anyway, confidence. They say it was my positivity little paper that I pulled out of my little positivity jar this morning.
Right.
Confidence is the ability to ask the right questions, and be so. Confidence is the ability to realize you don't know everything.
Oh, yeah.
And overcome the fear, not have the fear of asking the right questions.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes if you're not confident in yourself, you feel like, geez, that's a stupid question. They're going to think I'm stupid by not knowing the answer. Right?
No, not at all. And some of those, I love sometimes when people preface like, this is a stupid question, but, and then it's a phenomenal question.
Right.
And
do you think part of it is it's the perception of the other person too? Like, I mean, it's somebody, the difference between that line between being confident and cocky is very often the other person that's making that judgment. Like if you could be you're a confident person, right? So somebody else might come along and say, well, Rich is a confident person. Another person might come along and view you and say, Rich is cocky.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, listen, we're always, and that's their opinion, right? Because you and I are narcissists, right? They could say we're narcissists, we're cocky, we're confident, we're full of shit, whatever it might be. Yeah. Guess what? I'm just me. I'm me.
Yeah.
There are some things I know, and there are some things I don't know about.
Right.
And that's it. And some things I know a lot of, and some things I know little of, and I have no problem with that. And I'd love to find the person. If I need to know something and I don't know much about it, I have no problem asking or finding the person who knows the most about it.
Yeah, totally. Or even just having, like, I went to a Ranger event. It was a pregame event down in the city. This place, Penn 6, they have in the city.
Yep.
Nice restaurant. So they invited a lot of the season ticket holders in. So Darren Langdon and I were there, meeting and greeting, talking. And I've learned more now to sit and really have conversations with people and really just learn from them. You know, different people, no matter what their walk of life is, or what they're doing. Like, really, you say, what do you do for work? And then really get into, and you tend to walk away almost every time I go someplace, you learn something new from somebody too. So
yeah, why not? I mean, because no offense, you know who you are.
Yeah.
Right. You know, and you know why you're there. You're there because you played hockey for the Rangers, and it's a Ranger event.
Yeah.
And then your thing probably is to let them know that, you know, you're a human being and you live in this true grit life. And there's now a social media side to you, and a public speaking side to you, and a motivational side to you that they probably didn't know. You could put words together. You could make sense about this.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And that's got to be nice. And the fact though that you listen to people, everybody's got a story. You know what I'm saying? Like the people there that, like the short little woman that comes over to you, those, you know, whatever it might be, they have the most fascinating stories.
Oh, Corey. Yeah, totally. I agree.
Right?
You feel like you're a pretty good listener?
No, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And even things like this, being on this podcast with you is making me more aware of it. And also being with people that have been put in my place, you know, that have just come into my life, let's say, I need to listen. I watch podcasts that I did in 2020. I had a good friend of mine on it, and I was so excited to have him on it that I talked the entire time like a schmuck. Oh. You know what I mean? And I it's almost embarrassing. You know, it's like watching it now.
But when you say you're not a good listener now, what do you mean? Like you don't, like you've asked a question, you don't really pay attention to the answer, that kind of stuff? Or?
No. I want to be a better listener. Okay. In other words, a lot of times, what I've read on it is that you listen to somebody, but you're not truly like in the moment because you're thinking about what you want to say next.
Yeah. Right. Very good point.
Right.
I noticed that with the Navy SEALs when I was around those guys, and there's other military people as well, but obviously they're at their level. Like it seemed like they're always wanting to learn. So my interaction with them and watching them talk to other people, it seemed when they asked a question, they're engaged in a conversation. Yes, they were deep in that conversation. They weren't looking over somebody's shoulder or waiting to, okay, what am I asking next? They're really like slowing down and paying attention. It was pretty cool, like to watch them. You can tell that they're really trained. It's not just about going into battle. It's like trained to really learn things from people. I learned a lot from those guys watching them interact. They were good.
Yeah, I mean, and I've been around them to a lesser extent, but yeah, I see the same thing. What I also, when you listen to Jocko talk about stuff, you know, which is interesting. If his commander, you know, he calls it his boss. He says, if my boss gives us a plan, and I think it could either be done better or it's being done the wrong way or whatever, I have the ability. I'm allowed to, you know, mention that to him and go over it with him, and then it'll get adjusted. There's no problem. And so that was very interesting.
Yeah. He had another video, or a speech I thought was great too, that I listened to. Basically it was, his answer was always good. So he talked about a guy that worked underneath him. Jocko was his boss, and the guy would come to him with a problem. We didn't get funded properly, whatever. And Jocko's response was always good. There was a reason. So to take that thing that didn't happen, say, okay, we didn't get the mission that we wanted. He'd go, good. We have more time to practice. He would always find the good.
Turn it around. Yep. I've heard him say things like that too. And he talks about confidence, but he talks about showing up every day, consistency, right? The consistency and showing up every day. But as far as confidence goes, I think cocky is when the guy is constantly saying how great, or the girl is saying how great they are.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Or, hey, did you know that I bought my wife that car? Did you see that car? $86,000. I bought it for. I don't even get to drive it. What are you kidding me? Come on. She shows all the girlfriends. She loves it. That's cocky to me.
Again, when I went on, I've told the story too, but I went on. We did casting for Survivor. I don't know if you know, I was on Survivor too.
I know it's another thing I'm learning about you today. Okay, go ahead. Two new things. That's another thing. That's what it means. Another thing.
Yeah, with casting, we had this long meeting. There's these two nice women from CBS that were in the meeting. Jeff Probst, the host, was there and everything. So when the meeting was closing up, he turned and said to them, he says, "So what do you think of him?" And this is me sitting right there in front of him. And the one woman goes, "I like him. He's confident but not cocky." And the other woman goes, "No, he's totally cocky."
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's, so there's two different people in the same meeting had different perceptions of me, right? So,
and really, what does it matter, right? Because who knows who they're married to, what their situation is. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they're seeing me for an hour. They're really not seeing the whole Tom Labor.
Right. Yeah. But you're walking in.
Tracy.
Tracy. There she is. Tracy. I love it. Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right too. Yeah. Little emoji. I have to look at those things. Like, what does that mean? Like sometimes I get those little, are those called emojis or memes or what are those things?
I have no idea. Either one.
I receive those things. And seriously, I look at them sometimes and like, what does it mean? I get the ones where the tears coming down the face, whatever, but.
Oh, that's funny. Well, that took me a while, but if you hover over them and right click, I think it tells you what they are.
Oh. See, I learned something new from you today, right after that.
You know what happens? Like when this first came out, all of this Facebook and this all this social media stuff. So Louis, my oldest son, he was very quick, and even Nick, both of them, they were very quick to say, "Oh, Dad, don't you know how to do this?" Or they would say, "Look at all the tabs you have open on your computer. Shut those. It'll operate quicker." Make me feel like a moron.
Oh, that's funny. I did the same thing with my cell phone. Where my son finally, he says, "Dad, do you know how to swipe up to get rid of the tabs?" I go, "What are you talking about?" And I had like 30 tabs open up on my phone. He's like, "What are you doing?"
It's so it's amazing. So social media really, I've been motivated by them. And my nephews, who also got involved in social media early on. I'm talking like whenever in maybe the late 90s or early 2000s, right? And one of the kids, this is pretty funny. One of the kids goes, "Uncle Rich, do you think it's more important to be written up in books or to write a book?" Oh. So I said, I guess you're making reference to the fact that I'm written up in about at the time three different books, two Aerosmith ones and a business book by a friend talking to him. And I said, "Is that what you mean?" He goes, "Yes, that's exactly what I mean." He says, "Because I have written 36 books." Right? This kid had written like 36 self-help books.
He wrote them himself?
Yes, he did. Yeah, as a matter of fact, he's a brainiac. And they're the kind that they sell for like $9 each, and they're a couple of, maybe a couple. I'm not minimizing. They're a couple of 100 pages. It's not like he wrote Gone with the Wind or anything, but but it was just very funny. So between that, being ridiculed for the fact that I was proud I was written up in a couple of books, and then the tabs and all the other crap, did you delete your history? Did you do this or that? Yeah.
Isn't it great? That's right. Isn't it great with your sons? They're polite and everything, but they look at you in a tone and talk to you in a tone that basically saying that you're not very smart compared to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Which is fine. That's great, right? We've done our job.
Exactly.
The goal is to make the kids better than you, and I set the bar low, so they definitely are doing great. You know what I'm saying?
Oh so man, isn't that true? Yeah, like you sit and have lunch with them, you're having a conversation, and sometimes you're having a conversation about current events or whatever, and you're just totally clueless, and they're going, "That are you alive, or are you like under a rock?"
Or I never remember telling my father that.
Yeah.
I don't remember saying that to my grandparents. Yeah. I mean, my one group, my father's father was a big guy. He was the head of the Furriers Union.
Oh.
Okay, he was the head of the Furriers Union, and there was to the point he was such an influential person in the Furriers Union that back in like the early 1970s, that Furriers Union donated to Italy. They had they have earthquake. They had an earthquake in northern Italy. That Furriers Union donated about $850,000 back in 1972.
Right.
So he was a big guy. Big hands, so I wouldn't say anything. I was afraid of that guy. And then my father, you couldn't say anything. I told him I hated him once. He kicked down a freaking bathroom door and chased me. Oh yeah,
is that right?
He was a prick. Yeah, but he never hit me, but he scared the crap out of me. 24/7. And then my other grandfather, Louis, I mean, he was just so full of positivity that you couldn't get mad at that guy. God bless him, So I had never, they're not like disrespectful. You know what the word is? Condescending. Very,
Yeah, and I don't think our boys even tried to do it. It's just they're very confident themselves, very intelligent men. And,
it's fun. Yeah, it's good. Humility.
I've been written up this past week on 3 Facebook neighborhood watch posts for making U-turns in people's driveways.
Tracy, way to go!
Oh, that used to be a pet peeve of mine too. Like probably like somebody's driving by my place, they'd pull in the driveway and then to turn around, which was stupid too. I remember one time in Michigan. I was up on the roof of our house. We had a 2-story house up on the roof for some reason. And we lived on kind of a dead-end street in a little development. And some car had pulled into the dead-end street and realized there was no place to go. So they pulled in our driveway really quick and backed up. No harm done. No harm.
That bothered you?
Oh, bothered me. I yelled at the guy from the roof. And I'm up on the roof. I go, hey, said something to him. And he snapped back at me right away, too. And I was like, I felt stupid because I'm up on the roof. There's nothing I can do about it.
Wow.
Yeah. We've gotten better. We've gotten better.
That's good. No, you've gotten better, sure.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing about being more self-aware. I realized, okay, that was totally useless. There was no point to it. There's no damage done to the driveway. What's the big deal? Let them do it. And
right. I mean, if they were to do it consistently, well, then you'd probably put a garbage can or something because it's annoying. It is annoying when you.
Yeah.
And especially.
I can justify it that we had small children and thinking, okay, maybe if they're out there playing, they're going to get hurt or whatever.
Listen, you could justify it, Tom. You could justify anything. Well, bravo, you could justify something. Yeah. Totally. You put on equipment and beat the hell out of somebody just because like he made fun of you or something like that on the ice. You got to do with murder.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
Yeah. Justify. That's spectacular. Well, I was thinking the other day because I was driving to the little gym, the community gym. Oh, this is going. I was driving to the community gym, and there's a guy on a bicycle, and he's riding he's coming around a turn, and he's in the middle of the road.
Oh,
all right, like as if he has his bike with no helmet on.
Right.
And so he puts it. He's going like this. Oh, he's going.
Like slow down.
Slow down. I go. So I had the window down, and I just with a smile on my face, I said, "No, you speed up."
Oh God, that's funny. Oh,
but I thought of you immediately. I says, "Wow, I could really I could do a Laidlaw here, but I'm not going to do."
See, now that's one I've learned to control myself on because with the bikers, they have the right to. My understanding is they have the same right to the road that we do. But correct? Is that correct or no?
The same right, yes. And if there's a bike lane, they're supposed to be in the bike lane. Because I used to ride bikes until I got hit by a Sequoia SUV, but that's another story. Go ahead, keep going.
Well, but my thing is, okay, then if you want to have the same rights on the road, you need to follow the same rules. So you can't be running stop signs at the stoplights, right? That's my
exactly.
They want to have it both ways. They want to be able to run through the stoplights.
100%, yes, and that's what causes a lot of problems. You know what I mean? Because I was very mindful when I rode a bike that number one, a car can kill me.
Right.
Okay. And number two, that there was a bike lane because I would do it in Westchester. So I would do Pine Brook Boulevard in New Rochelle, and they had a bike lane there, and I had a whole little course. And then the thing about riding a bike is like you do 10 miles, and then it's no challenge anymore. Then you do 20 miles, and it's no challenge. Then you do 30. Next thing you know, to get a good ride in, you got to go like 50 miles.
Right.
So in Westchester County, there are only so many safe places you could ride a bike, right?
Yeah, very true.
So I wanted to, like an imbecile, to add another 3 miles on. So I was on Route 22 across from like the Bloomingdales or something. And I said, I know I shouldn't be on this road. Right. And sure enough, some lady pulled out in the Sequoia as I was coming down the road, and I went flying over the hood of her car.
Did you really? Wow.
Yeah, and it was like when you get hit with a hockey puck and it comes at you in slow motion. You know what I mean? And so I'm flying through, and I'm just thinking to myself, it was slow motion. I said, "This is going to hurt," right? And so I drop and I roll, and nothing was broken. And so now I'm standing up and I'm going, wow, this is spectacular. I didn't hurt myself. And
No.
then I said, oh, wait, what's that on my thigh? I had the pants on, and I put my cell phone on
Right.
like my left thigh.
Right.
So man, I had a hematoma on that thing.
Oh,
Wrecked the phone,
oh.
the whole bit. It was glorious. And she
So
kept going.
you gave up the. Oh, she kept going. She didn't stop.
Yeah. She kept going. She goes, "Oh my God!" And then she just kept going. Yeah, never. Yeah. So if you're listening out there with the Silver Sequoia back, yeah.
Oh God, did I ever tell you my motorcycle story? About getting the motorcycle? Ever tell you?
No, go ahead. I can only imagine. Go.
Oh yeah.
When?
So this is a good one. So this is probably I'm 64, probably 15 years ago. So I think it's some kind of midlife crisis. So when I was young, my mother's brother, my uncle, obviously, was killed in a motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
So of course my mother would never let me go near a motorcycle. I totally understood that. I really didn't have a big desire to get on one, anyways. So all of a sudden, I guess around 50-year-old, the midlife crisis goes on, and I decided that I'm going to buy a motorcycle. But I'm going to go right up to the top. I'm going to go buy a Harley Davidson, like 750 pound. I can't remember what the brand, what the model name was, but beautiful bike. The big chrome and the saddlebags and all kinds of stuff.
Big ass bikes.
So I remember I've never ridden a motorcycle, so I go for one class at this Tom's Driving School, actually here in Greenwich, Connecticut. I drove around like a little Suzuki around the parking lot around the church. Of course, I'm thinking I drove 15 minutes. I'm good. I know how to ride a bike. That's all set, ready to go. So they drop off the Harley in the driveway. I decide now, no license, that I'm going to go take it out on the road and ride around. Pull up to this first stop sign, forgot to put my foot down, almost dropped the bike. I saved it okay, though. But I was like just an idiot. I didn't know what I was doing. So I realized I don't know what I'm doing. So I said, okay, I'm going to go out every morning, early in the morning before anybody else is out. And it's the summer. I'm going to drive around. I'm going to get used to the bike. So I feel pretty confident. For about a month, I've gone around and driven the bike. Again, no license whatsoever. So beautiful Saturday afternoon. I've got a black T-shirt on, the sunglasses, feeling really cool. I got the biker boots, Harley boots on, everything. I'm going to go into Rye and do a couple of errands. So Rye is this, people that know Rye, it's a very wealthy town. It's a nice day. People are all outside driving the Mercedes and everything. So I'm feeling really cool about myself too. So I pull up to this one little intersection, go to pull out. I stalled the bike. Oh. So now I'm feeling like here's our boy, Billy. This is good. Oh, Billy, you're so funny. He's doing the old sleeping thing. No, you're going to listen to this story, and that's it. And you're going to enjoy it.
Come on, Billy, pay attention.
I don't care if I told it about 10 times already.
There's a test. Pardon me. This will get his attention. Yeah. There's the test, and if you win the test, Bill, you get invited to sit with Tom in the Delta Suite.
Right, or you can sit with Ron Greshner too.
I want to sit with Tom.
So I start the bike up. No big deal. Anybody's ridden a bike, no, you just start up, get going again. But I didn't want to look like an idiot, so I gunned it really hard so I wouldn't stall it again. And I'm making a quick left and then a right-hand turn into a parking lot. Parking lot's got a little ramp going into the parking lot. I hit the ramp sideways.
Oh my
flipped
God.
The bike up in the air. Flipped it. I wasn't going fast at all. And the reason I tell the story, the reason I tell the story is this nice older lady in her Mercedes, and all I could see was her eyes were like, because I'm going towards her car. I didn't hit it ultimately, but I'm going towards her car, and she's got her eyes wide open, like, what is going on here? What's this idiot doing? So,
wow,
so crashed the bike.
Police officer came over. Wait, did you get hurt?
I got hurt a little bit. Yeah, I had to go to the emergency room. But police
officer, go to the emergency room?
Well, yeah, because I trapped. It's a 750 pound bike. And
you had your leg trapped underneath it or something?
So a cop comes running over, a nice young guy, lifts the bike up, and I could tell he's kind of laughing, like, what's this idiot doing? And so I get up and I hand him my real license. I didn't want to lie to him. So I gave him my real license, said, listen, this is the only license I have. I figured I'd just be upfront and honest with it.
Yeah.
He ends up being a Ranger fan. He sees my name on it.
Go figure. In Rye, right?
Yeah,
so
right. And he looks at it and goes, Tommy, like now he's dying laughing. He goes, what are you thinking about?
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, it was funny.
That's funny. Yeah.
Sold the bike.
You did, right?
Totally, yeah.
What are those, like $20,000-$30,000? How much are a motorcycle?
It's about $20,000 the Harley was, yeah. Yeah, but you can spend some money on it. Yeah, that's no question. It was funny.
Look at you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even do it. I dropped one. I dropped one on gravel. I ripped up my leg. I don't even remember. Maybe I was 18 years old or something like that. And that was it. One and done.
I was really surprised how uncomfortable I was driving in traffic. I would assume that other people would have given me more like respect or because bike, but people didn't care. So
they could care less.
Yeah. Yeah. that was the thing. Like I talked to other people who rode bikes too. And all the people who rode bikes said, listen, you're going to crash a bike no matter what. If you own a bike, you're going to drop it. Yeah.
I saw a guy crash down here. with the seniors have a whole different kind of Tai Chi driving down here in Florida.
Oh.
But with that on, I saw a guy drop his bike about 30 days ago, whatever it was, before the hurricane. Yeah, the poor guy. So I stopped and asked him if he was okay. He says, "Yeah, I'm okay." You know. All right, dude. Go get him, pal.
I gotta tell you, Billy is butter today. You know why Billy's butter?
Yeah,
because he's on a roll.
There you go. Look at that. Look at
that. Helmet.
Delta Sweet, Bill. Delta Sweet. That's all I got to tell you. Oh, I'm telling you, you're not going to get the Delta Sweet insulting him.
Yeah, talking like that. Work. It's not going to work. Yeah.
You got the 2:00 show to make amends, question and answer. That's the most watched show.
And on that, I'll be by myself again today. We don't know, the Larry and Gress have totally disappeared. Larry sends these cryptic, everybody knows, so Larry Melnick sends these cryptic emails. I think what it is, like, he wants to stay on the radar, but he wants me to beg him to come on the show, which is just not happening. So
you're no. I mean, you're better off just getting Neil Clark. Neil Clark has enthusiasm. I mean, I'm campaigning for Neil Clark.
Okay.
You should start with him and then go and see what all of your ex-clients are doing in life.
I like that.
And that would be a good show. How much more am I going to help you, Tom, or suggest stuff? And you could think it's yours. You could say it's your own.
Maybe we could put it on Gaia TV. We'll put it on Gaia.
Listen, we could go on Gaia. You want to go on Gaia TV? We could do that. That's not a problem.
What is it? I heard this. Somebody else was telling me about Gaia. What is that? You mentioned it a couple of times.
Well, no. Who's the other person then? I certainly they take precedent. You meet like a new person.
I think Alicia. I think Alicia said that. Something about Gaia. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, she knows everything, for Christ's sake.
So how did you learn about it, like Gaia TV? Did Alicia tell you about Gaia TV?
No. I found it. They sent me an invitation.
See, it's different.
I'm Mr. Positivity. No. Well, I don't mean they personally said, let's get this guy. They probably saw who talks about positivity online. I have my hashtags and everything.
Right.
I mean, I believe it or not, Tom, I have some followers, and
yes, you do.
You know, I also got invited to do something on Live Link, and I always think of you, and then I said, nah, that's okay, because you're not going to listen to me and say we should do this anyway. So Live Link is another one, but Gaia TV, and I looked at it, and it had Joe Dispenza, and it had Wim Hof, the cold man, the ice man, right? You know who he is. And another fascinating guy. And that was all because, and we know his story, right? You know his story at all?
Who's that?
Well, Wim Hof. His wife committed suicide when his kids were, unfortunately, right, rest her soul, but she passed, and he had 4 kids to raise.
Oh, wow.
And so he somehow stumbled across these ice baths, putting himself in such freezing cold conditions was helping him condition his mind. And that's, really the vehicle that got him to deal with everything that was going on in his life after his wife, they were passed away. So, yeah, I mean, everybody, and I read the quote and I agree with it and I live it. Everybody that is in this self-help and helping people, helping themselves, whatever, all have gone through some stuff, have had some degree of difficulty in their life in one way or another. And that's what helps them or motivates them to be able to relate to what's going on in other people's lives,
I don't think I've gone through hard times, though.
Well, you still, you've had some self-induced hard times. Come on, stop. No hard times. Okay, you're right. You're right.
Well, I know. In all seriousness, though, I do. I see a lot of people that have gone through stuff. Like I was in a presentation up in Ridgefield, Connecticut, 3 or 4 years ago, actually, and Theron Fleury was there.
Yes. Yeah.
And so he'd been through his abuse.
He wins. COVID. Yeah.
Right. So, but I thought, okay, but my motivation has never been that I've been through stuff and I've recovered and then have to. But I agree with you. A lot of the people that are doing it have been through stuff, right?
Okay, so let's define stuff. I'm not going to try to.
I'm not bragging. Hold on, I'm not bragging about it when I say it that way. I'm just saying that it's a realistic fact.
Right, but I'm saying so you never hit a rock bottom.
No.
So that's one of your yets, they call it.
No, never.
Not that it's going to happen.
Right.
Because you're going to do things not to.
Right.
Okay. So, but not everything went exactly as you planned in life.
I've made a lot of mistakes in the past.
Well, that's it. That's good. There you go. You made some mistakes. That's all we're talking about. In other words, it doesn't have to be mass trauma. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be a suicide. Somebody got murdered. That cancer, God forbid, cancer, brain tumor, this, that. It could be just something that didn't work out as well as you thought it was going to work out, or that, I hate to use the word fail.
But it is, you were joking around about it, but it is.
Well, I'm serious.
It is more self-induced stuff that is happening, making mistakes.
Listen, most of the times when I'm joking, I'm serious. That's one of my signature strengths. My number one signature strength is my humor. And anybody wants to know what their 5 top signature strengths are, you can
So
go.
You think your number one strength is your humor?
Well, no, I've been told that it is. I know I'm not that funny to you. I understand that. I'm sarcastic. I understand that. But I am always laughing, even when I'm upset. I laugh.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely.
You got to laugh.
Yeah.
But VIA Institute. All right, I'm going to put in the show notes so that Bill can take the test and see what his signature strengths are, and everybody else. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that after the show. Right. So I put the right link. Anyway, it's very good. It takes 10 minutes. They email you the results, and guess what, Tom? You'll love this. It's free. Don't do it because you already know you're great. So your best, your signature strength is overestimation.
Oh, no question. That is totally accurate. I have got myself to a point now where I say, oh yeah, I'll do it. Like I'll buy the motorcycle and I won't take any lessons. I won't have a license.
I can't breathe.
Yeah. I'll fly the drone, but I'm not going to read the instruction manual.
Listen, I don't think you're ever flying a plane with me. I'll tell you that much. Oh, get in a little RV-12. I don't.
That is that self-realization. I have come to realize that yes, I just think I can do it.
That's awesome.
I don't view it as a cocky thing. I just say, okay, I'm going to grab the drone. I'm not going to read the instructions. I'm just going to fly the drone.
Yeah. And listen, you will be able to fly the drone without reading the instructions. It's just not going to do anything you want it to do. And once there's some real slight adversity, that's when I fly mine into a tree or underneath the table. If I'm in that, if I think I could fly it in the house, that didn't work too well for me,
Okay, hold on. Drop everything. Drop everything. Who do you think was coming on?
Dory.
Yeah, here we go. So true, Rich. Oh, so true, Rich. Like, Rich says something, so it's so true, right? Like, it's not so true, Tom.
Thank you.
Trauma led me onto a holistic homeopathic journey.
You know what? You're the nation's ex-husband, Tom.
That's good. The nation's ex-husband. That was good. Did you just create that?
Yes. No, I sat up all night.
No, but I mean, did you hear it someplace else before? I mean, like that's
most of the stuff. I got to tell you, some of the stuff I say, I actually make up. Seriously,
that's good. That was funny. That was good.
Yeah.
Like that. The nation's ex-husband.
Ex-husband. It's perfect. Everybody's ex-husband.
Oh God. So true, Rich.
Well, it's good because you're not listen. It's great because you're not a wife beater. You're occasional drink. You're not an alcoholic. You know what I mean? You're just you.
So true, Rich. Oh my God.
Here we go. Here we go. Dory.
I'm just gonna leave that up there. Like. You know what she did? She thought, here's what she thought. Here's the thought process for Dory when she wrote that. She's saying, okay, Rich is my friend, so I need to support him. But how can I get a dig in on Tom?
Back at Tom.
Yeah. That was her true motivation. Like I'll support Rich, but that's on the side. My true motivation is I'm going to dig into Tom. I'm going to hurt him.
Oh God. And Bill's picking on me. He says, Uma. Yeah, it's Uma. Uma. Yeah. No, it's Uma, Bill. I get it. All right. There goes. I'm going to put those Joey Kramer drumsticks back in my closet. No problem, Bill.
Okay, so there's those little doors. What are those things? Those laughing things or whatever?
Yeah, the emojis. Those are called emojis.
Those are emojis. Okay, yeah, what's a meme? What is a meme then?
Oh, that's like something that moves. It's like it's a little thing that they put up, and it's like it could be characters. And it's like a little 5-second funny bit, let's say.
Yeah. Actually, as my brain is working here over time, I'm thinking, maybe Dory is on my side. Maybe she's trying to strengthen me by digging in like that, right?
Well, you know what? She hasn't left you completely. She's still around. Right.
So she's thinking, okay, I'm going to help Tom become a stronger human being. I'm going to torture him.
Yeah. Right. We're going to leave. We're going to leave this. So true.
There's a breakthrough here. There's a breakthrough. Her and I now are on the same side. Tom, I hate reading instructions too. Okay, so I feel some bonding going on here.
Yeah, there's a lot of push pull, as they say. Yes. When I did all that therapy with Aerosmith, we would do group therapy. Okay, there's a lot of push pull going on.
Push pull.
Yeah, like this. Here, come close. Come closer, Tom. You see? Come close. Push pull.
Do you think that's like a relationship thing between men and women, or do you think that's just interaction between all people?
That's with everybody. I mean, it's just a push pull. Like when you say, "I feel." I mean, we spent weekends. That band, God bless them. We tried everything. We tried everything, so there's like certain therapy where you go, when you say
Bill,
I
hold on, I'm
feel,
sorry. I'm sorry.
what's he saying?
Bill's
What's he
on
saying?
fire. Bill's on fire today.
And Tom's
Tom's
case
case.
is, oh my God.
That's
Wow.
terrible. Oh,
Oh,
Bill.
Bill.
Bill's
Oh
funny.
my God.
I wonder if Bill's
Jesus.
drinking. I think Bill's drinking right now already.
Nah,
Maybe
he's
like,
just
yeah.
happy. He's happy.
Is that what it is?
Right?
Okay.
Isn't he a fireman? You said he's
He's,
retired
I think
fireman.
retired
So
fireman.
listen,
Yeah.
he did his time.
Right.
He's retired now.
So he's got nothing else to do, basically, is what you're
Well,
saying.
no, he keeps busy. This is what he has to do. It's an
Right.
honor. He comes and watches you, for Christ's sakes.
Right. And harasses
So
me. Yeah.
God forbid when you see him, all you have to do to make his day is just bring him in for a second. And you could do it like, I'll make sure Joe Bergamini is doing security there. Big Joe, he's one of the security guys at the Garden.
Oh, at the
Right.
Garden. Okay. Joe
Yeah, yeah.
Bergamini?
Joe Bergamini. Joe Berg. He's no bullshit. He's 6'10".
Right.
6'10". He's just a refrigerator with a head and arms. Anyway, so I'll introduce him to you, and like he can make sure that Bill just walks in, give him like a glass of tonic water or something like that, maybe a little pig in a blanket,
Sure.
those little hot dogs, and then just toss him. But he'll be in the Delta suite for.
Oh, you got to get the good sushi at the Delta.
Oh, they do, right?
Too.
Yeah, you were telling me that, right?
Well, they bought Tao. Madison Square Garden bought Tao.
Oh, right.
Right. So,
Tao is no joke.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah.
That's
okay, hold on. Here's the push and pull a little bit. So instead of continuing on like with the bonding thing, now it's a little bit of, okay, stand your ground. Don't get too close, right?
Keep people
You're
on
right.
their toes.
See, you got it. See, you've hit the nail on the head.
That's push pull. When you say I feel, so now you should say, Dory, when you say that, I feel whatever you feel. And that's how it works. Therapy speak.
So the last comment keeps people on their toes. So when you say that, Dory, I feel like you're somewhat rejecting me. That maybe there's like a little bit of a pull together, and now there's a rejection going on there.
Beautiful. Oh,
so I feel. So now, do you think she'll like listen to that and feel like, okay, how do I respond to Tom now?
Well, she's right now. Yes, that's exactly what she's processing that. And then she's going to come back with something, because women really, unless you push them, don't come back with F you. You know what I'm saying? And there's the guys, we're the ones who get frustrated in these conversations and say, oh, I don't want to play this game anymore. I want to go to, all the guys are at the bar. I want to go get a beer. F you. And I'm leaving.
So do you think she'll like an honest answer, or will it be a strategic answer?
It's a strategically honest answer. How's that? Okay. All right. Because look, I've been advised by my therapist counsel that women's brains are completely more complicated than men's.
Oh, really? Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. That's when I say absolutely. I've been told that.
Oh, I know what I did a little research too. Talking to Google and Siri.
Yep.
So are you of the belief that we use only like 4 to 10% of our brains?
All right. So we've talked about this already. Yep. So the percentage, I'm a believer that it's a minuscule amount of our brain that we use.
Right.
Okay. So whether it's 4%, 5%, 6%, we use very little. So it's under 10%. I would believe that, and there are ways to obviously train your brain to use more of it.
Right.
Okay.
So the research, but the scientific part of it is that I think some people get confused, because scientifically 100% of your brain is always on. It's just how much of that brain that we use.
Right. I would defer to Huberman, Dr. Huberman, because he does stuff about that.
So that's what he says, that we use that small percentage.
That's what he says. Yeah, I mean, yes, he does. He also the thing about it that really resonates with me is that we have the same thoughts. If we have 80,000 thoughts a day, 65 or 70,000 are the same thoughts as the day before. Right. So the trick is to try and add new thoughts to your mind. Right. So always be learning and always, you know what I'm saying? Things like that.
But go back to the 10% though. I think the confusion with people sometimes, well, I shouldn't say people. My thought process was that, okay, no, we're only actually 10% of your brain is actually on. That's not accurate from the scientific side of it. They're saying 100% of your brain is always on. Right. It's just how much we utilize it. Right.
Yeah. We're not utilizing our brain. Yeah. Right. I mean, so, and they're always on Gaia. Or Dr. Huberman, or all of those things.
They're the only people to know, too. Those are the only people on Gaia know.
No, I'll tell you what. No, it's not that. But they're not, to me, in my opinion, they're not trying to sell me anything. Huberman is not selling me anything. Right. He's actually educating me. Right. And he does it on a bunch of things: anxiety, depression. And he gives me or anybody that listens to him the scientific facts that his research, people and studies indicate. So yeah, I do believe him, and he delivers it in a language that we understand. Here we go. Tom Stewart's
I think the key is to, if you're repeating a story over and over, even if somebody tells you part of the way through the story that you're repeating that story, you can't quit. You got to keep powering
right.
through.
No,
right?
and you do it. You do a great job with that.
Yeah, you don't give in.
And I think if somebody's like a good friend, let's say somebody like me, I'm hoping maybe you tweak it a little bit. So I want to pay attention, because what if you add something?
No, you can't tweak it. You got to
no. What if you add a little more? Maybe look after a while, maybe you remember something else about the story, and it could be a fascinating nugget.
That has happened. Well, I told a story one time about one of my first year in the league where we're in Detroit, and Nick Fotiu went up over the glass after some fan after the game.
Yep.
And I only recalled that it was myself and somebody else, like Dave Soka, whenever they came after him. I saw the video; the whole team was up there. So
the whole team was, yeah.
And I told the story over and over. My recollection was it was just the two of us.
Yeah, you guys were out of your mind back then. That was
we found out later on. Actually, just recently, the last couple of years, I found out from somebody working for the NHL that the guy that we went after had a gun up there too. So.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? That good times. And where was that Cobb Arena?
No, it was Joe Louis.
Joe Louis.
It just opened, I think, actually, too.
Yeah, we played there. Joe Louis. That was that town is exciting to go.
It's gotten a lot better now.
Yeah,
they really have cleaned up. The Ilitch family that own the Red Wings have done a lot of stuff they keep downtown. They got theaters and stuff down there, and they've really made an effort to keep it downtown. So.
Yeah, I would actually like to go back. They did something with that they did a nice job with that downtown, and there's still more improvements to go, right? There's a bunch of, but they certainly knocked down a bunch of stuff.
Yes, yeah. They were Greek, obviously, so they have an area called Greek Town there with a lot of restaurants and everything. I don't know if you knew this or not. Ira, thank you for pointing this out. I don't know people.
All right, Ira. Yeah,
that's right.
Listen, Ira. By the way, Tom, Ira is the man. Okay, on Facebook, I'm perusing Facebook, and he went to a party or something like that, and he had pictures with like 3 or 4 women.
I hear this rumor. Yeah, I hear this rumor that he is quite the ladies' man. Yeah,
he really seems to be. I'll tell you what. I mean,
he must have a great personality. Maybe he's got a big checkbook. Maybe he's like he's rich or something.
No, he doesn't dress like he's rich, so I don't think that's the issue. He's dressed very casual, and the girls generally looked like they were happy to see him.
Wow.
It wasn't like they were forced. It wasn't like he had his arm around their neck or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Must be something there.
Yeah, he's doing something good.
Right. Maybe I have to get Ira on the show. What about that?
Yeah, we have to interview him. Well, you got to meet him at. Do they come to any of the Ranger games? Do they meet you at the
Ira
Monahan? Do they go to the Monahan bar and grill?
Moynihan? No.
Yeah, whatever it's called.
Oh, hold on. Tom repeats himself. I forgot what store Tom shops in. I think you mentioned it once. Oh, that's obviously a Costco reference.
Oh my God. Hey, Costco has good T-shirts. I think.
Yes, they actually have. Yeah.
Look at Dory.
See, Dory, I agree with you on that. I don't think you can vary the story.
No, I'm not saying you vary the story. I'm saying that part of the story now changes because you remember something else, or in Tom's case, because he played in the NHL, which videoed all the games.
Right.
Okay. He sees the video because when in his spare time, he watches video of himself. Okay.
But I don't think you can just randomly throw new parts of the story, and you have to say to yourself, I forgot this part of the story. I know we told the story before, but I forgot that this part of the story. You have to really preface that, I think.
Well, there's an explanation that is scientific, okay?
Right.
And I don't know, I don't remember it 100%, but the bottom line is as you tell a story more and more, or remember the story more and more, you could either subtract or add tidbits to the story, okay? And so
without any basis of fact,
it just happens. It kind of just happens. Don't ask fact. It's not like you're trying to change the story by bullshitting. You remember as you're telling the story something else.
Right.
So next time, okay, because look, we just did it. It's a perfect example, okay, without going back and watching the videotape. You just told the story about climbing into the stands with Fotiu, okay, and you've told that story a couple of times to me, okay, and it's a good story, right? Now you added tidbits onto it. The guy had a gun. Somebody from the NHL told you they had a gun. That's a tidbit. That's what I'm, Dory. That's what I'm talking about. By the way, okay, thank you.
Right.
So when you say that you can't tweak the story, I feel like you are not open-minded to what I'm saying. And now,
Dory, you notice I'm on your side, pulling for you.
Yeah, everybody. This is just a real three-way. Yeah. So anyway. All I'm trying to say is the NHL guy
Right.
informs you the guy had a gun.
Yeah, that's true.
You thought it
That's
was you and Silky. It
Right.
wasn't just you and Silky. It's the whole
Right.
freaking
the whole
team.
team. Yeah.
Okay.
Good point.
Even was Rusha Luca, whatever that guy's name with the R, was he on the team at the time?
Rare Lutzelainen?
Yeah.
No,
Ray
and he was too
Russellana.
short. He couldn't have got over the glass anyways. He was too short.
Yeah,
so-
he's too short.
But he wasn't. But that was my first year. Rayo didn't come around to the second year.
So Rayo Rushalainen.
Rare Rutzelainen. Yeah, Rexy we
Wow.
called him. Rexy.
Yeah, Rexy. Okay, I would have called him Rootsy, but okay, yeah, I don't blame
Yeah,
him.
he's a good guy. Great
What a
teammate, too.
name!
I
What
know,
what a
great
name
guy.
and what a jersey!
Yeah, he took up all the space in the back of that jersey. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, definitely. Rare Rutzelainen.
Yep.
Funny too. First couple of months, first month, we didn't think he could talk at all. Then we went to the pub for a few cocktails, and all of a sudden, his English was perfect. So,
Oh yeah, lubrication. Yeah, some lubrication there. Way to
guy.
go, Rootsy.
What an athlete he was too. He was a great player. Really good.
Oh
guy.
God. Yeah, but anyway, so that's what I'm talking about. You see, there's a perfect example of how
Right.
you have that memory, you have that story.
Right.
Now you're telling the story, and you're not embellishing it. You're
Right.
adding facts that you found out, or facts that were presented to you about the
Right.
story.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect example.
We've got a little pull going on here now. A little pull. Yes, Tom. So true. Now we're talking.
It's
Okay.
going back and forth.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. Okay, this is
good,
great.
good.
And by the way, Dory, her breathwork catalog is we'll put it on the show link also, because she's really surprised she's free. I think she blocks out 10 to 11 now on Thursdays just to be here with us.
Yeah, because I don't want to
Say
bring
no.
it up. I don't want to bring up the things we said last, because like her and I are now like bonding. So, oh God. All right, here we go. Here comes the push now. Okay, like Rich is so smart.
Thank you.
Like, does
Thank
she
you so
ever
much.
say Tom's so smart?
No, probably
Okay,
not.
so no,
Sorry.
So-
Sorry about that.
she doesn't want to lie.
She can't lie. Oh no,
God,
no,
that's
that was
funny.
somebody else. Somebody else couldn't lie.
Right.
Imagine being with somebody they tell you I can't lie, right?
Oh, I know. When somebody says that to me, oh God,
that means that you're
Yeah.
lying just by telling me that.
yeah, don't
But,
listen to
but
them.
anyway,
Yeah.
that used to drive me crazy. I can't lie.
Oh, I know.
Then it turned into, after a couple of years or years, I choose not to lie.
Right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. I was just like, oh my God, this is great.
I had somebody say to me one time, "I'm a better liar than you." I was like, "Okay, you're bragging about that?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm a better SOB than you. I'm a better drunk than you. How's that? I'm a better drunk than you. That I've actually heard.
That's good. Yeah.
Right? I'm a better drunk.
Good.
Okay, congratulations.
I did tell you I'm going to Northern Michigan on Sunday.
So you're going Sunday. All right, so how about this? I'm gonna play the role of Tom Laidlaw right
Okay.
now.
Right.
Are you going to be back for next Thursday?
Yes, I am. I get back Tuesday night, actually.
That's it. That's all I need to know.
Is it 10?
And then because of my compassionate nature, okay, so
Yep.
now you're seeing all sides of me. Because of my compassionate nature, all right, can you please get some freaking content, some
Yes.
videos?
They're videoing the whole show.
Okay, so
I'm there.
just give me a little of it, and I want to
Okay.
blow you up a little because you deserve
Definitely.
it.
I need it.
On
Yeah.
social media. Well, not that you need it, but it would be nice. You're working hard, and
Right.
we want to get you recognized.
Right. So hold on. So I'm doing a little self-realization here as we talk.
This is all about self-realization for you.
Right.
This is like complete therapy
Totally.
session.
It is
No,
totally.
every
So
week.
let's be totally honest, because
Lie to me.
don't blame me.
Lie to me. Good. Lie to
Okay.
me.
So have I become the guy that repeats stories all the time?
No. You are the guy who repeats stories. It's okay. It's fine. It's all
Wow.
right. Well, you know what we have to do, really? I think in the breathwork session that you do with Dory, and then the hypnosis session,
Yeah.
we need to open that cranium, because clearly you're only using about 6%.
Dory, you're
of
incredibly
the
human.
emo- There we
Dory,
go.
you
Now,
know
now
what,
she's
Dory?
really.
Hold on.
Now she's really.
Dory, I feel like this has been a major moment in our relationship that now we're talking like this and openly too. I think that's fantastic.
Oh my God.
A lot of pulling going on.
Oh, push pulling. There's a lot of push pulling.
A lot
Watch,
of pulling.
she'll push. She'll push soon.
Yeah, now
No.
that's right too. So now how is she going? Let's predict how she's going to respond now, right?
Well, it depends on how you respond. It's all.
Well, I just
This is like
responded by saying,
this
I
is
just wanted to
Tai
say how close we like, how much we respect each other, how intelligent we both think we are. So now, okay, is the game of the push pull thing still going on, or is that going to?
This is mental and psychological Tai Chi.
Oh, it's warfare.
Okay, that's just
Yeah.
all of that stuff.
Right.
Oh my God. Unbelievable. We need Bill. We got Ira. Barry's
Yeah.
lurking in the bushes there.
Tracy's jumping in there a little bit too. She
Tracy,
doesn't,
yeah. I like Tracy. Yeah, she's
yeah,
going for it.
she's good. Yeah, she's
Here we go. If
always
it's
there.
not,
She's always making, yeah,
it's not a lie if you believe it. I love that.
there you go.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that was me in the 90s. I believed my own bullshit.
But you said that before. Did you? Were you really like that?
In the 90s. You didn't meet me in the 90s. Yes, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I didn't know.
I was giving speeches at conventions, and everybody was saying what a great guy and all this other crap, and what a this and that. And yeah, you believe that stuff. You got to watch that stuff. I had to watch it. You know what I mean? I really did. And I had a bunch of people working for me, and I needed somebody to say, that's a stupid idea. You want to do what?
This is why you and Tracy get along so well here too. I see this. Did the VIA. Signals,
good.
Kindness, humor, bravery, perspective, and leadership. Good job.
Love it, Tracy. Yeah, I'm so glad you did that. That's awesome. That's a great.
You don't know what, Tracy? Right? Rich is going to take credit for you doing that, right? Even though
no, not at all. She probably did it on her own. It's a famous test, for Christ's sakes. I didn't develop it. It's something though that I don't even remember how the hell it was suggested to me, but that was early on in 2020, and it was for me. It was very helpful.
No, it's true. Like again, being on Survivor, they did a lot of psychological testing. So they basically did the same thing. They give you all the results and everything after.
They did it basic. It's basically, so this is a test that this is not Myers-Briggs. You know what I mean? There's the Myers-Briggs test if you go for a job, which you.
So what are you saying? That my test that I did?
No, because you think then that's the only test you need to take because they told you have no empathy, and you've been saying I have no empathy, and you've been using that as an excuse for everything that you do in the rest of your life. All I'm saying is that this is a positive test. It gives you your 5 signature strengths.
Right.
It explains them to you. It's 5 out of 24. It rates all of the other.
See, this is why we like Tracy. She's very honest.
She just did it.
She did it, yes.
Awesome.
That's why we like Tracy.
Tracy.
She tells the truth.
Fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you did it. It's very helpful.
Okay,
and it ranks them.
I'll reread into this now. Instead of a comment or anything like that.
Yeah, it's an emoji.
Emoji. So how do we read?
Well, if I could see it, what? I got to put glasses on to see.
One's like they're laughing, crying so much they're crying, I think. Right.
Oh yeah, she's laughing. But she's like laughing. The first one is just laughter. The second one, she's rolling over in laughter. So now she's really having a good time with herself. All right. So
so is that like, is she laughing at me or is she?
No, she's laughing with us. Don't worry about that too much.
Really?
You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? She's laughing. So we're creating laughter in the world.
But I'm a little sensitive to this. What's going on?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, no one would believe that, but you probably are. You know what I'm saying? You just hide it with the false bravado and everything. And, God bless you. God. So anyway, so the test on Survivor, since I don't know what it is, I'm sure it was fine, and you're happy with it. All I'm saying is take another test. You don't have to even talk about it. Just do it.
So you've jumped to the conclusion I've never taken any other tests. I've taken many tests.
Well, then you just haven't listened to the results, obviously.
Yeah, I do, but then I just move on.
Yeah, then you just go back.
I really revert.
When in doubt, revert.
Right. Somebody else's opinion is really irrelevant. Right?
Yeah, someone else's opinion someone else. Your opinion is of no concern of mine. That's right.
You know, one of the best sayings I've ever heard too, like, go ahead and ask everybody else their opinion on what you should do, and then just do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, do whatever you want to do. Right. Yeah,
absolutely. I kind of believe in that. Well, I believe in that only if it's because you're going to put 100% into it. Like if you do it your way, you're going to put 100% into it. Like people have asked, okay, like how do you know you're making the right decision? Well, to me, so let's say you've got a fork in the road. You can go left or right.
Okay.
Well, the wrong decision is only because you don't put enough into it. It's not necessarily the decision, which direction you went. It's that you're not putting 100% into that direction that you went. You know what I'm saying?
How about when it comes down to right or wrong? If you know something is right or wrong, there may may have in some time in your life you may have done the wrong thing.
Oh yeah, totally. Yep.
Okay, so you made a conscious decision. You knew it was right, and you said, "No, piss on that. I'm not doing that because that's either boring or whatever it might be. Yeah. I'm doing this," and is that ego?
Well, you use the example like when I tried out for the Olympic team and I decided to put the trainers. Like
it's a great example.
Right.
That's a great example.
But I actually remember it. Looking back at it, clearly I could say now that was the wrong decision. But I actually remember doing it at the time thinking this is the right decision. I thought it was
going to
very
be funny. I'm going to show them I have a humorous side to me and all of that stuff, right?
Right. The team bonding thing. Yeah. So, But still, like the idea, like, okay, you got a business decision to make.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And maybe you're experienced or inexperienced and you make that you can go left, you can go right. I think the right decision is the one that you're going to put 100% into. It's not necessarily the X's and O's in that decision. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't believe in going in one direction, then you should go in the other direction, as long as you fully believe that you can do that, that's what you want to do in your career. Right.
So, and you have to do it. And yes, I hear you. Some business decisions are complicated. Okay. Right. Yeah, in other words, I remember in the 80s, I was offered the number 3 spot in some national, worldwide, whatever the hell it was, transportation deal. And I was young. I was a kid. And the deal they presented me was so complicated that I didn't understand it. I really didn't. And it was like, I still have the deal. It's like hundreds of pages, whatever it was. It's ridiculous. And so who do I go to? I go to my dad, right? My mother and father. And I show it to them. And he says, oh, let me take a look at it. The next day I meet with him, my parents, and he goes, we both looked at it and we're very proud of you because you have brought us something that is so complicated. We don't know how to advise you.
Oh,
yeah. So they thought that was like impressive. So then I had to I hired somebody. I paid him $5,000 to explain it to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And whatever. Yeah. So
Tracy, how many ways to get to a destination? Usually several. So then people have many ways of doing things as long as they get there, even if it's not their way. Mm-hmm. Even if it's not their way. Even if it's not your way. Yeah. Okay.
In other words, let's say Tracy. Yes, exactly.
So you and I, Rich, we want to get to a destination. I've got my way getting there. You get your way getting there.
Right.
Doesn't mean your way's wrong or right, or my way's wrong or right, as long as you get to that destination. Yeah.
But it depends on who's driving. Right, whoever drives. Yeah. So are you a passenger? How about this question?
No. Right, I'm a driver.
You're the driver. Huh?
I don't even like going to concerts because I don't want to watch somebody else perform. I want to perform.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So you don't. How about I was so much of a control freak when I had the car service that at the time I was that when I would go to the airport, I would tell the guys, move over, I'm driving. And I would drive myself
But I don't know if that's a control freak. I think it's just you want to do it the right way.
Well, right? You know what? When I first started with that in that business, the guys driving would try to like show me they were such a great driver that we almost had accidents. Right. And I was a nervous wreck. Yeah. I would be a complete nervous wreck. And so then towards the end of it, like I had this guy, Marino, older gentleman, great guy. But he didn't drive exactly the way I wanted to go. He made me nervous. So I said, "Hey, do me a favor, just slide over."
See, I don't have a problem with that though.
No?
Well, yeah. Do you want, if you don't have confidence in him driving, then why are you going to let him drive?
Yeah. I have confidence in him driving, but not driving me. In other words, because I just, whatever. I just.
Alicia, the great one, is back. While listening to other people's opinions, we can learn something we didn't know. Only if we were really listening. Keep an open mind. Yeah. Yes. I agree with that. Totally. Yes. I agree 100% with that.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that you, just because they have an opinion on how to do something, that you go ahead and do it that way. But you should listen to their opinion. Yeah.
Well, so that goes back to what we talked about at the beginning of the show. I am listening to people's opinion as long as they're concise. And I mean, if it's a 15-minute task and you want to explain to me your opinion and it takes an hour, well, that kind of just let me do it my way, and then we can talk about it after it's done.
Somebody sends me a text and it goes on for paragraphs. I'm not reading it. It's
no. Text should be very short and concise. And I've already learned in our strategy sessions that God forbid I get excited about something or try to agree with you. You get all bent out of shape. It's very.
I don't get bent out of shape. We just cut it off. It's
like, when I was like,
you don't need to go away.
Tom, I believe you. You're like, I know you believe me. I'm just telling you the story. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. It's Sunday morning. I have a bagel with lox and cream cheese. I'm trying to eat here.
Don't exaggerate.
In beautiful Florida, warm weather, Florida.
There are 2 ways of doing things: the wrong way and the Tom Laidlaw way. Pretty concise. Yeah.
Unless he's with his kids and they're doing social media with him. Oh my God, Tom. Yeah. That's
self-realization.
What's going on with, so this afternoon, 2:00?
2:00 show will be by myself again. Yep. So
that's going to be a lot to viewers. That seems to be very popular on the Laidlaw channel. I'd like to see him in gang audience participation, maybe encourage him. 2:00, he should find somebody that he played against in one of his favorite games. And then somebody from the other team though, okay, somebody from the other team, and he should interview that person or talk to that person and look at clips and see what was going on in the mindset of the other locker room.
You tell me what I should do? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm suggesting, but I think
Oh,
I think the audience wants it.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, they want it. They want it. This is a good show. You didn't run any stop signs. Okay, you were pretty good. You were a model citizen in the 7 days that I've talked to you since. No, I don't think too hard because it didn't leave a mark. And you didn't run a stop sign. You didn't throw a ladder.
I was very busy. I had a lot of events to go to, so it was like keeping my hands off.
The dogs didn't bother you this week.
Well, yeah, they did. But you know what, though? I think I've gotten to the point. You know what? Winter's coming, so they won't be outside as much.
Right.
Although before the show, now with this new equipment I've gotten, it does pick up the sounds a lot more, as you know, with those microphones.
Yes.
So before the show, there was a dog like howling. Like it wasn't just barking, it was howling. Seriously, it was not like clearly the owners had left it alone, and the dog was trying to get attention from somebody, and he got the attention. He got it from me.
Oh my God! Yeah, I bet.
Well, okay. Really quick, we just address Tracy here. So Tracy wants Mel back.
Oh, wow.
Tracy, listen, I understand totally. We want to always help the needy and everything. But Mel, again, we're in this. There might be, I guess, to Rich's point, I think we're having a little bit of a push and pull here with Larry.
Yeah.
So, like, he'll send an email to me. I'll respond to the email right away. But it's no, like, I think he then wants me to respond saying, do we want to come on the show? And I think he wants to do that so that he can then say no. He's got the pleasure of saying, no, I can't come on the show this week, because that's really the way it's gone.
Whatever games or whatever psychosis that people have, okay, we could blame it on like hockey and concussions and the 8 to 26 beers that everybody drank after the games back then and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Totally. And being in Coquitlam, British Columbia, which has got to be getting cold now.
Basically, asylum. Yeah, it's like being up there in Siberia.
And he's holding that poor woman that he calls his wife. She's a hostage for how many years?
And lovely woman too. Yes, you're right.
Yeah. Fantastic. How long are they married? Because that's
30 some years. Yeah, we laugh about that. Like the rest of us.
You should bring them both on a show. That's what you should do.
We've had her on. I know. Okay. Again, here we are
are.
again. You're telling me here's what we should do. We've already done.
Suggesting. All right. Okay. Tom, maybe if you would be so kind to consider having both of them on the show. We've had them both on this, but you're not listening though. Here's the thing. I saw that show. You need to approve on your listening. Like you addressed this already. Go.
Okay, hold on 1 second here. Hold on. Tracy's giving me her opinion. Who cares? Life's short. Just ask him back. Who knows what tomorrow brings? Pretty profound, Tracy. Pretty profound. Basically, I think Tracy's lecturing me there, telling me like in her way.
She's suggesting. She's doing it in a nice way. Yeah, sure.
A lot of people make a lot of suggestions.
Well, they're just talking. That's what a talk show's about. We're having a podcast. I talk, you talk. I suggest, you suggest. Tracy chimes in. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you listen, though. It doesn't matter. We get it out of our system. Tracy, Dory, right? Alicia. Right. Who else we got here? We got Mel, Barry. We got the whole crew here.
So we should do like a lot of these shows. They do like moment of the day and that kind of stuff. We should actually list like the things that have happened during the show that are like important. Like let's say the top 3. So clearly the top 1 would be the bonding between Dory and I today. I thought
yes.
Right? And I feel better about it too. Clearly Tracy's involvement in my mind is
stellar.
Right. And to me, number 3, Alicia was still here, which is fantastic.
Yeah, well, Alicia, Bill, yeah. I mean, it's
the Billy contradicting thing. Yeah.
Listen, just remember, Tom, you're in control of your life. How's that? You like that one?
Very true. That's very true. Yeah.
And being optimistic is the best way to be happy throughout the day. Optimistic.
Optimistic. Yeah, that's good. I like it. That's
okay. Good. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay, so now we're going to have the top 3 moments of the day. Okay.
Yeah, that was good, and you really nailed it. You nailed it. There.
Brought to you by True Grit Life.
True Grit Life. There you go. Yeah, that's it. Take the VIA test. VIA. I'm going to put it in the notes. Not you. Not you.
I'm going to watch. I'll be watching Gaia TV, so I don't have time to
do it. Talking to all of and if you are doing that, might I suggest that you watch The Power of Water. Learn all about water and the properties of water and what it does and how to drink clear water and healthy water.
Here's one of my thoughts, though. Seriously, there's so many, and there's a lot of theories out there and ideas. If you were to do all these things, I mean, you'd basically have no time of the day.
I'm glad you said that. This will be a good close. I'm glad you said that because here's the answer to that from a scientist. Okay, Dr. Huberman.
Sure.
He has 2-hour dissertations on certain things. And he would answer your point this way. All I'm doing is showing you stuff that you put in your toolbox. And then depending on how you feel and what's going on that day, you may do none of them because you feel so great. Okay. Or you might do some of them, but it doesn't mean you have to do all of them every day, because that would be ridiculous to believe anybody could even do all of that. So it's just little things in your toolbox to try. That's
I just have a Swiss Army knife in my.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's okay. There you go.
There's no toolbox.
Wow.
All right, good job, brother. Good job. All right, everybody. Thanks very much. It was a lot of fun. I'll see everybody at 2:00. Rich, you have a fantastic weekend. Again, we'll remind you, suicide hotline 988. Everybody that needs help, please reach out. So Rich, go ahead.
No, that's it. The person who wants to make your dreams come true is you, Tom.
Nice. I like that.
Okay.
My dreams are coming true too.
There you go.
All right.
All right. Take care, gang.